Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I just want to start off and say this is a video on why I love tarot, because I think I've been eyeing a couple decks, and I'll get into that, but this is why I'm getting into tarot over the next few weeks. I'll be doing Dolphin Love Tarot for the collective every week to set a humbling tone and get the energy going. I think, I think it's really important to be confident in these next few weeks as we get to Saturn coming into shadow June 11th, 2023. And it's just super important to kind of be like, yeah, Neptune is in Pisces right now, and so is Saturn. And you'd think that people would be more constricted and more kind of retained on their karmic aspects of themselves with Saturn here cutting on Neptune. Yes, I do think it's helped a lot in delusionment of relationships and things, but I think even how you treat the people you love the most is going to be really important. I think it's really, really important to self-validate yourself and find people who kind of mirror those values as well in your outer reality, because in my heart, I know the true answer. And that's what I've been saying this whole time since Saturn has been direct. I know the answer in my heart, but I do not see it valued in some of my relationships. I do not see people valuing the people I love the most in my most immediate relationships. I do find it difficult, and I do find it doesn't have to be nuanced or high tech, but I think people are constantly referencing to this valuation of material, which is good, to value material in communication, but I feel like I feel like what's happening is that there's a huge disorganization, and that's why if you look at Dolphin Love Tarot, this week is all about there will be collective confusion on love, but you have to kind of anchor yourself in knowing that it really is about pointing to your environment. And I think kind of moving forward with that, I feel like this is just kind of a reading on maybe how I've been feeling since Saturn has been direct, and also how I'm feeling Saturn coming up into shadow in the next couple weeks. We have 2 weeks before Saturn goes into its shadow phase in Pisces, and I think it's super important to come into the heart of what Saturn really truly at its highest frequency can do for you. I think that is kind of coming up on the topic of a lot of things, but I just made a list on why I love tarot, and I just wanted to talk about that. I want to talk about how tarot makes you think of symbolism. It makes you think. It makes you point to something that isn't you. It gets you out of narcissism, self-doubt, and self-hatred really quickly for me. It lets me utilize my 1-3 human design skills of investigator with my environment, which makes me feel fulfilled and rich. It's your choice what deck you get, but now I'm definitely eyeing the Starseed deck, the Light Activation deck, and the Angel deck for the most impact in collective readings, weekly readings, to track the progression of our collective over the next few years, and our themes around astrology and how the collective is shifting into more karmic realities. I've noticed in the retrograde seasons and even months prior. I've been reading this book on Andromachus, and let me get you the book title right now. The book is called The Andronicus Transmissions Contact Andromeda, and it's been such a lovely read. Let me get you who it's by. It is by the lovely Jessica Ariel Morocco, and it's great because it's just all these transmissions from Andromeda, and it's amazing. I love Andromeda. Long live Andromedans. It's beautiful how all of this has been transcribed and so neat, and it's really, really intimate. But a lot of what they're talking about is really interesting, because they're talking in this book about karmic cycles and low vibrational states that our planet has been in since 2021, and it's kind of now our choice how to understand and how to let go of time and recategorize our belief systems to a higher order of valuing life more immediately. I think a lot of people say, well, I enjoy my life, right? Like I'll enjoy my life when I have a new sound system or a new hat or a new pair of pants. But I think there's symbolism to that. I think what I've been seeing is like there's, yes, a lack of vibration. Like I'll have enough when like this kind of, it's good to have desire. So working with vibration here and being in the country of the USA, vibration is so important, and desire is so important in attaining success of your life. I agree. It's your life. If you desire a new sound system, go buy a new sound system. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's interesting how we don't even think at the process of breaking down how you got the sound system. So once you have the desire, the vibration, you've raised your vibration, you've separated from lower vibrational entities, you've come into finding, how can I manifest this sound system, right? And then you see, oh, I need to save money. And that whole, I would say that's like the more earthly aspect of like dividend, like dividing your budget. That is earthly, and that is really interesting. Like some people, there's a group of people who would just take out a credit card and try to get it like that. There's some people who would ask a friend for the money. There's some people who would hustle for the money. And then there's some people who would just save up. And I think once you have desire, it is really interesting how you access that feeling of success and like matching desire with success and getting to a high vibration. And I like that you need to be at a higher vibration, because I think it's expansive. And I think why I love tarot is because you can pull a card. How can I manifest that? Right? And you'll see the steps in manifesting. It could be a series of steps. It could be like, well, you can't focus on that right now, right? So you're deviated from it. Or it could be, it's just out of your price range for the next few years. I mean, there could be a whole series of things. Maybe you need to go help someone out. Maybe, it's kind of talking about your vibrational reality and your environment and how you fit on this planet. And I think that's why I love Andromedans, is because a lot of what they were talking about is like how Earth is actually like, there are so many portals for high vibration. There's so many ways to access, high vibration. When I say portal, I mean there's energy. There's ways of, accessing these portals. They were calling it vortex portals. And it's like really important to be like, well, I can't go to Joshua Tree right now, so how can I access that vibrational portal? Well, it's kind of like sitting down, meditating, listening to binaural beats, like reading, really quieting the mind and coming into a space of appreciation of what you've accomplished, what you're accomplishing right now, and also gently where you're headed to. I think to even get on the wavelength of I desire something, you need energy. And it's like, where are you going to get your energy from? And what are you eating? These are questions and things that they answer in this amazing, lovely book. And I think it's amazing because they were talking about chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is like actually something I tried when I was younger. When I was like 19, 20, 21, 22. It's an interesting solution from chlorophyll that's like edible. And it like actually like helps you building blocks of desire for new things in your life. It's a really good a little bit of a health phenomenon trick when you need to get out of a low vibration or you need to move into a higher vibrational situation like pretty fast. It's kind of like I desire something, but everyone in my reality chose to stay lower vibrational, chose to stay in that, like, I would say, you know how the sacral chakra has 6 petals, and these 6 petals are all these kinds of, you know, the more you are shallow on the sacral, you're accessing shallow emotions. The deeper you go in the truth, you access these more humbling, compassionate emotions. The more you open it and you access it and you see what truly lies there, and you kind of understand how to distinguish what you need from what you want, and what you want could just be a color variation. For example, like, you may desire, like, you may see a house, right, that's like 5 stories, has 5 bathrooms, has 5 cars in the front, The guy who owns it has 5 chains, 5 kids, and has 5 extra bedrooms in the back. And you wonder to yourself, you genuinely wonder, oh, like, why don't I have that? I guess when I was younger, maybe there was a little bit of delusionment, but I think in the human race, there is a bit of skepticism to all that money. And I think as I get older, you realize it's true. The universe probably gave that guy that house because he had 5 children. And when you really think about those rich millionaires, they're all looking for love. And that's why I started Dolphin Love Tarot, because I think ultimately we do want love, but ultimately the universe brings it to us at times when we're ready to bring it into our life. I want to say that this book I highly recommend it. And I think I also want to say, so basically I also want to say I've seen people spend money on unreasonable things. And I want to say, I'm in my late 20s. I'll be 28 soon. But yes, I've seen people spend hundreds of dollars at the bar one day, one session, or just a little under $100 for what? A couple of beers. And you can apply that same money and put it into Bitcoin, or you can apply that same money and put it into your own business, or you could literally level up and get like a new set of cologne and just attract a bunch of job opportunities. It really is in America. Like, your vibration determines your desire, determines your goal, determines your success. It's so simple in America, and I've seen people use this and apply it and win, and truly win. And I'm not talking about win a date with someone. I'm talking about, this is in terms of environmental success. What you have in your house, what is mirroring back to you, is truly where you're going to be. If you have posters of like Tony Robinson, Oprah Winfrey, you have posters of like The Rock, you have posters of, Greta, like these people who are just changing the planet for the better, then you clearly have an interest in like where the earth is going, what people are doing here, just how many different types of groups of people there are here, and how we are truly all affecting each other. I think with this book, I think the Andromedians are so deep, and they are kind of shifting our vibrational reality into going into what we like instead of what we don't like. And it's not avoidant. It's not. It's universal reality shaping itself. It takes time. It starts off with the symbolism, right? It starts off with getting a crystal, knowing what's in the crystal, embodying the vibration, then it kind of expands. And in expansion, there's going to be rejection, and that's the whole thing. You're going to be rejected many times. You're going to do things, some of them might be fraud. I mean, if you're looking out here on the internet, then you're looking out and you might be applying to things that have to do with fraud, because we're in that time-based reality. I wish fraud didn't exist, but fraud is happening to so many people. And that's why I think it's so important to have material valuation on what you want, rather than just kind of like post a picture or kind of like have a vision board. I say buy a physical thing, like buy a trophy that says you're the best trainer, or get posters of Oprah Winfrey and tape it all around. Get physical things that remind you of desire, and really understand what you desire in your profession, and then work with the vibration. And it'll take time, because vibration takes time. So that's all for today, and that is a segment on why I love tarot. I cannot wait to talk more about these collective readings. I'm super excited for our transits for the rest of the year. I think it's gonna give us time to realize how much we've expanded, but how we've been going so fast and haven't really had the time to appreciate all of our success. Okay, namaste. Love you guys. Keep subscribing.